Hello. Hello. You there? Wait a second. Are you there? Hello. Hello. Oh, you there? All right. Ready? Here we go. So, in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about sequels and originals. I recently watched the Roadhouse original and the Roadhouse remake. The Roadhouse original, which was led by Patrick Swayze, and the remake. Some will say a sequel, but I would say remake, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, as they would say it. It's Swedish from what I have found out. Now, I personally prefer the original. The original was a bit more sort of gritty. It's a bit more sort of it was plain and simple. There's a storyline to it. There was not that the sequel, the remake didn't have a storyline to it, but there was like there's a little bit of comedy into it. Small, it was in the context of the scenes, but it was primarily drama, action. So I preferred the original with Patrick Swayze, and what's her name? What was her name? Her name was. Bear with me for a second. I've forgotten it. It was Kelly Lynch, as the as one of the other lead characters. And now the remake, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Danielle. Yeah, Danielle. Let's see this for a second. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Yes, Danielle Melchior. Sorry, Melchior. Yes. The remake was great for action. There's a story there, definitely a story there, but I think it overplayed the comedy element of it. It overplayed it, and I think it overdid the action part of it, especially when Conor McGregor came into it towards the end. He made it a little bit sort of like just a little bit cheesy, a little bit ridiculous in some ways, and I would say that they should have stuck with the Billy Magnuson and the what do you call it? The J.D. Pardo character. They would have made it. They would have been just fine. I think sometimes some sports stars, some singers, they quite frankly stick to their lane, and Conor McGregor should stick to his lane. He's a mixed martial artist, a boxer. He's very good at boxing. So I think, yeah. So when they added him to it, it's a little bit sort of out of his element. Now, people might disagree with me on this. Fair enough. fair enough. Disagree with me, that's fine. But they should have stuck with Ben Brandt, Billy Magnuson, and let's see here. Yes, it was J.D. Pardo as Dell, and Bo Knapp as Vince. They should have stuck with those. And Jessica Williams as Frankie. Those elements together were great. But yeah, those ones were great. The action was really great. And it was very sort of close. Some of the camera was very sort of close to you, really coming in. I would imagine that the cameras were attached as they were in like the Extraction film with Chris Hemsworth. Close to you. They wore the camera faced them. So yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton, Danielle McCallier as Eli. Apologies for the potential mucking up of the surname, but yes. Let's see here. And yeah, so basically, I prefer the original one. The original one was straightforward. They did make a sequel to the original one, but the sequel was crap. It definitely wasn't as good, in my opinion. Patrick Swayze played a very good role as the sort of no-nonsense bouncer the caller, as it were, who had his team. He just observed, and he got his bouncers, his team, to do the job. And when it was necessary, he would intervene, and he would make sure that everything turned out okay. So, if it was me, the original was much better, as I said. The original is usually always better. The remakes can be just as good. They're making a second one for the remake. Hopefully it's as good. Unfortunately, sometimes they do sequels for remakes because there's potential for additional money to be made from that. And the story might be good, but from what I've seen from sequels of remakes, unfortunately the sequels aren't usually as good. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but usually sequels to remakes aren't as good as the originals. And the original, there's a bit more character development, there's a bit more sort of to it, it's a bit more gritty because it was in the 80s, the late 80s, specifically 89. And I think this one was a bit more, the remake was a bit more sort of, it kind of felt a little bit rushed in terms of the story. And I think they overdid the humour a little bit. Like it was kind of forced a little bit. Like it wasn't completely organic. Jake Gyllenhaal does comedy okay. He's good at it, but it did seem a little bit forced at times. Especially the how far away is the nearest hospital sort of stuff. Did feel a little bit forced. But that just might be how I've seen it. But feel free to comment and give me your opinion on what you think about it. And if you've got a different viewpoint and different thought about it, by all means, comment and let me know. Please comment. I'd like to see your opinion of it. Alrighty. I think that's about it. So I give the original one about a 8 out of 10. I would give the remake about a 6 out of 10. But I did enjoy it still. Alrighty. See you in the next one.